Okay.
In 2000, a total of 2,714,800 animals were subject to animal testing. Because we cannot understand animals and their form of communication, their desperate pleas to stop animal cruelty becomes irrelevant to scientists. Animals around the world get tested on products ranging from cosmetics to medicines. Could you imagine having your own beloved family pet become a test subject? How would it make you feel to have your treasured dog, cat, or rodent be probed, prodded, or injected with chemicals? Animal experiments are a form of cruelty and abuse. Helpless animals are experimented on over and over and cannot tell scientists to stop because they are in pain, and when they ask or demand to be released for the company, and their pleas cannot be understood. Animal testing occurs almost everywhere. Most companies that need to test their product's safety use animals because if they use humans, they would have to pay them. And these horrid testings that they're being experimented on, which could cause them painful, disfiguring, or harmful side effects. Animal testing takes place on all kinds of animals, but more specifically mice. 1,607,000, or about 59% of animals that were tested on were mice. 66,000 dogs and 22,000 cats were also used in experimentation this year. Even though animals are used in these experiments, animals react differently from products compared to humans. For instance, HIV in chimps' bodies do not turn into AIDS like it does in humans. Also, pesticides that could kill humans have little to no effect in a monkey's body. So even though people test on these animals for our safety, the results could be inconclusive. The cause of this problem is due to the fact that humans want to test their dangerous or unknown product on other species to determine if it's safe for us. But what about if it's safe for them? Companies need to test their pharmaceutical drugs for their effect on a similar species before they give it to us. Cosmetic companies need to test their product to make sure that their beauty product won't burn, irritate, or harm our faces so it can serve its purpose to beautify people. Another reason that companies use animals is because of cost. They are not required to pay animals for their service, but they have to pay humans. Also, if it goes wrong and the product has a terrible reaction on the person or animal, the person is more likely to go out and expose their company for the product and the harm that they have brought. But since they are unable to understand the animal's form of communication, they cannot share their struggle with us. The effects of the experimentation on animals can be detrimental or fatal. Animals suffer through many painful injections and tests. True, there are the Animal Welfare Acts, but its goals are to ensure that animals receive a high standard of care and are treated with respect, but it does not ensure that they will not suffer. Animal suffering is supposed to be minimized, but only if it does not interfere with the success of the experiment. Animals that undergo experimentation are more likely to suffer with stress, ulcer, bleeding problems, psychological damage, and the destruction of their eyes, death by the effects of the experiment, or even sometimes suicide. To stop this problem, there are always certain things that we can do. For one, we can join animal welfare groups such as PETA or People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals group, who stand up for the rights of animals when no one else will. We can also come together and demand that the government make stricter laws for animal testing and ensure their safety, or limit the number of companies to uses of a number of animals, or allow even the government make limits of numbers of companies that get to use animals. What we can do in our community is boycott these companies using animals to test their products. And in our schools, when we dissect or experiment with animals, we can do it virtually or allow students to make a choice on whether they want to dissect a real or a virtual animal. Animals have as many rights to life as humans do, and without anyone speaking for them, they are subjected to horrible experiments. What we need to do as caring and understanding humans is stand up against these companies, demand that they stop using animals, boycott their products, get the government more involved, make this problem more widely known, or create or join more animal welfare groups. With negligence penalties being so light, companies and scientists have little restraint in doing what they want with these poor, helpless animals. Animal testing is cruel and morally wrong and needs to come to an end.